So one of the things I was doing, I was on the Blade Soul forums recently, just kind of reading some of the posts, and one of the things I found kind of interesting, and I've always known this, but I just kind of really clicked with, like in my head, like if you think about it, Blade Soul has been out for over 6 years in Korea since 2012. Now look at North America and Europe; it's been out for 2 years since 2016. Now look at the content. Our version of Blade Soul is literally almost caught up with Korea's version, and they have a 4 year difference with us. Now, that honestly can explain why that our gearing and content in the marketplace is so bad right now, because literally NCSoft kind of just copy and pastes stuff from Korea over here. I will give them some credit. Some things they've changed, like made some certain items account bound to help us out a little bit, so it's not like they completely copy paste, but the majority of it they do. And that's why it's so bad, because literally they're rushing content right on our face, and literally the only way to catch up, to be up to par, is to spend a lot of money on this game. And I think that really puts off a lot of people, because it's like, who want, a lot of people don't want to spend thousands of dollars on this game. If you do spend thousands of dollars on this game, that's cool. If it's your hobby, sure, why not? People spend a lot more on, other hobbies in real life, but it's kind of a big turnoff for especially new players. And then, of course, them nerfing all the daily gold stuff and stuff like that. And again, when you look at that, for example, nerfing the daily gold for Naru Foundry and all these low tier dungeons is not a big deal for Korea, because their economy, like having 50,000 plus gold in Korea is literally like normal. Like, it's not a big deal. People have money like crazy in that game because the economy had a 4 year difference than us. Where in our game, nerfing Naru Foundry and all these low tier dungeons is a big deal, because these new players, it's really rough to gear up. And then when you combine that with throwing all this content so we catch up with Korea really fast, makes it literally impossible to gear up without spending some money. Honestly, or, grinding freaking 8 hours a day or more. So I really just find this interesting that they didn't really balance this more. And this has been a growing topic. I mean, since the start of the game, I remember people quitting back when they released like freaking Silverfrost Mountains, because everyone had gotten to the true pirate stage, and then they literally released a whole new content update with new weapons, and everyone was like, holy crap, I just literally got to this max stage, and now you're releasing another content that's going to take thousands of hours to get to that stage. And don't get me wrong, having content in Blade and Soul is great, but sometimes always having like new content when you can't even catch up is really, really annoying. Like, another thing is, a couple months from now, they're going to release part 2 of the new raid, and then we're going to have the new soul shields, we're going to have the new weapon stage, we're going to have so many new things, and it's like you're just going to get farther and farther behind. So you're almost like, you're like on this endless treadmill of never being able to catch up. Every time you get really close, you don't get there. Like, they just add another content thing. Okay, now you gotta upgrade this. Now you gotta upgrade this. And the game's fun, but I feel like they didn't really balance the pacing of this game for North America and Europe very well. And that's why Korea's version, I feel like, is a little bit better in terms of just pacing, because you have 6 years to get to that stage. That's a long ass time to gear up compared to 2 years. Now, don't get me wrong, North America Europe does have some better changes. It's obviously the least pay to win game version, and a lot of people are surprised by that. They think that like Korea is like better in every way. No, North America and Europe is actually the least pay to win. Freaking China, Korea, all those regions are heavily pay to win. Our version is the least, so in terms of that, it's not as bad. But honestly, these are just my raw thoughts. I just find it kind of interesting that Korea's had so much more time to prepare for this, and that's why these changes that are being copy-pasted over to North America and Europe are so detrimental to the game, because we don't have time to prepare for that. So I just find it really interesting. I've always known this. I read a forum post, and it just kind of clicked with me, like, damn, like we're so far behind because we have no time to gear up. And the only way to gear up is if you really pay a ton of money, or you just spend no life full-time job on Blade Soul. That's just my thoughts. Honestly, I hope they kind of change this. Maybe make our pacing a little bit better. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I love like a Nebula event again, where you can upgrade your weapons and accessories easier, just to help people catch up. But just kind of interesting to think about, the difference in years that they've had compared to us. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about all this. And thank you guys for watching.